Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to my car. I was recording this quick video here before I head into work because I was thinking about a topic as I was driving in on my commute this morning. And I wanted to just discuss a little bit about something that I see quite often that I think probably can play a significant role for a lot of people who are looking to try to control their calorie intake. And that is rewarding yourself with food. I see this all too frequently, and it's not to take anything away from the hard work that a lot of people do. And I think a lot of people work very hard at their jobs. They work very hard as being parents, and then they work very hard being spouses, and they feel like they deserve something in return for all that hard work. And I agree. There's a lot of people that do a phenomenal job in all aspects of life, and they do deserve a reward because it's just super impressive. And it's easy to turn to food in order to give yourself a little treat for all the fantastic work that you're doing because it's easily accessible, it's not terribly expensive, and you don't have to wait for someone to give it to you. You can give it to yourself. But this ends up being a little bit of for some people, it can keep them stalled. For some people, it can contribute to just excess body weight because obviously you're not treating yourself with broccoli or carrots or a piece of chicken or steak or whatever. You're treating yourself with highly processed snack foods, typically cakes, cookies, brownies, and for many people, alcohol, right? You can think of the person that sits down every night after a long day's work, school and parenting and stuff like that, and opening up, pouring themselves a glass of wine or opening up a can of beer or making some type of cocktail or whatever. And it helps them, quote unquote, wind down or just de stress or just feel good about all the stuff that they did that day. And so you're never really rewarding yourself with foods that are going to be low calorie, what we consider normal, quote unquote, health foods. It's always a highly processed dopamine generating type of food. And these things can just they add excess calories to your day, depending on what you choose to indulge in and how much of it and how frequently. It can really go from not really being a big deal to being something that's really setting you back. I understand that a lot of people who are very good at self control and limitation and stuff like that can sit down the other night and indulge in a nice piece of chocolate, a single square of chocolate. And they reward themselves with that single square of chocolate and they're all good. And I don't think that there's maybe 50 calories or something in a single square of chocolate. And I'm okay with that, right? But there's many people who sit down with the pint of ice cream or sit down with the sleeve of cookies, or they sit down with a bag of chips, or they sit down and have a couple cocktails. And that's several hundred calories that ends up being added to their diet. Like I said, I think that people do a fantastic amount of work and job and stuff, and they do deserve to be rewarded for that. I think it's okay to think that you need a reward for that, but maybe we can do something that's not so much rewarding yourself with food. I think we can, and also there is something to be said about delaying that gratification, that reward, right? So I want to talk about a couple different things that I think might be just more impactful. It makes it more meaningful. Like instead of sitting down every night and having some type of reward for your work, I think it's better to think about the delayed gratification of recognizing major milestones in your parenting, in your work life, in your relationship with your spouse or whatever, and then recognize those major milestones as a form of reward and or celebrate those major milestones with a reward. And that reward can be food. It can be the cake, it can be the cookies, it can be the couple drinks, it can be that type of stuff because But I'm okay with that, and I think that's beneficial, and it won't hinder your results as much because those major milestones won't come but a few times a year at most. And I also think that this brings a little bit more meaning to your growth as a person, as a father, as a colleague, as a employee, as a husband or a wife or a spouse. It brings more meaning to your development in those areas because you're actually recognizing weeks and months of hard work and effort, in some cases years of hard work and effort, right? So you still get, excuse me, you still get the recognizing all that hard work that you did, but I don't think that recognizing it every single day is the right approach, right? Recognize it when you have that major milestone, right? When you get the promotion at work, or when you and your wife reach your major milestone in your relationship. Maybe it's some type of problem that you guys have been working on through together, and you finally celebrate the fact that, hey, we've been working very hard at this, and we've seen a lot of change in our relationship, and we're going to celebrate this. Or it's an anniversary with your job as a parent. Find major milestones in your kids' lives to celebrate, right? For example, super proud of my son and for all his hard work that he put in to get his purple belt in karate. So we had a little bit of a celebration that weekend because he celebrated. And obviously, you as a parent contribute to these milestones that your kids reach, right? They wouldn't be there without you guiding them along the way and all the support that you provide, right? So it's not, those are the opportunities to celebrate those major milestones as parents. And I think that when you do this, when you delay the gratification, instead of trying to celebrate a win every day because, you made it through the day, tell yourself, yeah, you did a great job. Give yourself a pat on the back because some days are super challenging. And I'm right there with you that it would feel really good to reward yourself just to even be able to sit down at the end of the night and everything be not on fire is a major accomplishment some days. But you don't have to reward yourself right then and there with the food because, while I think you deserve to be recognized for all the accomplishments that you have, I think it's better served if you delay that gratification, delay that reward to a point where I can actually celebrate this. And typically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be celebrating this with other people. And so instead of sitting down at night and just having a couple cocktails by yourself on the couch while you're watching TV, you're going out with your family or friends or colleagues. And yeah, maybe you have the same number of cocktails, but you don't do it every night and you do it once in a while, and you're also doing it with other people and really embracing all the hard work that maybe you and those other people that are around you have put in, or the other people around you are celebrating your major milestone. And that's more meaningful than sitting down every single night by yourself and eating a pint of ice cream or having a sleeve of cookies or anything like that. So the message here is, if you're someone who rewards yourself and for all the hard work that you do through food, it's time to rethink that relationship because that's not really serving you if you're struggling with your body composition or health goals. Instead, what you want to try and do, in my opinion, is acknowledge all the hard work that you've done. Tell yourself you did a great job, but also don't sit there and think that you deserve to celebrate that every single night with some kind of food that doesn't necessarily serve you towards your goals. Instead, look for the milestones as a parent, the milestones as in your work life, the milestones in your relationship with your spouse. And when you reach one of those milestones, celebrate with the people that helped you get there or the people that recognize that you put in a lot of work to get there. And you can still have whatever that favorite food is that you like to reward yourself with, but you're doing it once, every few months, and that won't set you back as nearly as much as doing it every single day. Doing it every single day is going to compound over time very quickly. Doing it once every few months is a drop in the bucket in your overall consistency and diet. So if you find that useful, have questions or comments or need anything at all, please drop them in the comments below. As always, I put out a weekly newsletter that contains all of the content, videos, blogs, that type of stuff, which contains actionable advice for you. So if you want to get that delivered right to your inbox, you can do so by going to rjbhealth.coach, click on the schedule discovery call. Click on the newsletter link at the top, enter your email address, and you can sign up for the newsletter. If you do need some help navigating the tricky situation of diet and nutrition and fitting it into your life without making it a torturous experience, I do have a couple one-on-one coaching spots open. So if you need some help there, you can go to rjbhealth.coach, click on the schedule discovery call button right on the homepage, fill out that form, and I'll get back to you and we can talk a little bit about one-on-one coaching. With that, I hope everyone has a great week, and I'll talk to you all soon.